Picking a Gather Round unit study doesn't have to feel overwhelming. With so many amazing options, it's really easy to get stuck trying to decide which one to do next. But don't you worry, I've got you covered. In today's video, I'm sharing 5 simple steps to help you choose the perfect unit for your homeschool. Whether you're using Gather Round as your core curriculum, to fill in gaps, or just as a fun extra, these steps will make your process so much easier. We've used Gather Round in all of these ways, and I love how flexible the units are. Some work beautifully as a full year curriculum, while others are perfect for adding variety or diving deeper into a specific subject. So no matter how you use it, unit studies create a natural and connected way to learn, where history, science, geography, and writing all blend together instead of feeling like separate subjects. So, step 1, how are we using the unit? The first thing when choosing a unit is figuring out how we're going to use it. Will it be our main curriculum? Do we need it to fill in a gap with another program? Are we following just an interest-led rabbit trail? Or is it something we're just adding in for fun altogether? If we're using the unit as a main curriculum, I want to make sure it's well-rounded. I'm looking for a study that gives a solid mix of subjects: history, science, geography, and language arts. So we're getting a full and rich learning experience. Gather Round is designed to be an all-in-one curriculum, which makes it perfect for tying everything together in a meaningful way. And this is where the color dot key in the student book comes in really handy. So each unit's table of contents uses a color-coded system to show which subjects are covered in each lesson. Some units lean heavily into history, others focus more on science or geography, but this little detail makes a big difference in helping me decide if a unit is balanced enough to work as our full curriculum. For example, if we want a history-heavy unit that still brings in a little reading, a little geography, and even some science, I might pick something like Middle Ages or Ancient Civilizations. These units explore major historical events, cultural influences, and innovations of the time. But if I want a unit that brings science and real-world applications together, maybe energy or inventions and ideas are a good choice. They introduce STEM concepts in a way that's connected to history and those practical skills. For a unit that covers geography, culture, and history, I love Africa or South America because they explore the land, the people, and the impact of different historical events. If I want something more science-focused, human body is a great fit because it includes anatomy, historical medical discoveries, and hands-on activities. Rocks and minerals is another really strong science unit covering geology, land formations, and real-world applications like mining and construction. When using Gather Round as our core, I look for a unit that brings in the balance of all of those subjects so that things are naturally covered. Sometimes I pick a unit because I feel like we're missing something in our homeschool. Maybe we're using another curriculum that really isn't covering a subject in depth, or maybe we need to add a little more variety to what we're already learning. So if I want to strengthen geography, maybe Europe or Australia and Oceania would be great options because they include map work, landmarks, and still a little cultural studies. If I feel like our science learning has been a little too broad, earth science helps us dig a little deeper into topics like weather, ecosystems, natural disasters, while space is also a really great choice for learning about planets, astronauts, and the physics of the universe. If my child hasn't had much exposure to business concepts, then entrepreneurship or maybe careers and trades would be fantastic units because those introduce real-world skills, problem solving, and critical thinking. And of course, if I feel like maybe we just need a little more PE and physical education, the sports and PE unit is a fun way to incorporate movement, while also learning about sports history, nutrition, and athletic training. Even when I'm choosing a unit to fill in a gap, I try to find something that will naturally appeal to my child so it doesn't feel like it's just another assignment. Step number 2, what's the interest level? Once I know why I'm picking a unit, I start thinking about what's actually going to excite my child. Because let's be real, if she's not interested in what we're learning, it's not going to be a real fun homeschool experience for either one of us. If my child has been fascinated by myths, castles, and knights, Renaissance and Revival would be an amazing choice because it brings history to life with art and literature and cultural movements. She is really big into animals and nature, so we might include North American birds or reptiles to focus on biology and habitats of different species. At times, she has been drawn to creativity and self-expression, so artists and music are really great ways to explore famous artists, different styles of painting or composing, and how these art forms have shaped our history. I also think about seasonal connections. So if we're heading into summer, maybe National Parks of North America would be a fun way to learn about conservation and outdoor exploration. If we're in the fall, maybe farming and food would tie in perfectly with the harvest season and where our food comes from. Picking a unit that taps into both our educational goals and my child's curiosity makes learning feel more natural and engaging. Step 3. Full unit or mini unit. Next, we want to think about whether we want a full unit or a mini unit. Both of them have 20 lessons, but a full unit has 5 pages per lesson, while a mini unit only has 2. If we want to do a deep dive into a topic, a full unit like psychology is a great option because it offers a lot of structured learning, discussion, and projects and is a little bit heavier. If we want to just introduce a topic in a shorter time frame, maybe a fun mini unit like Unsolved Mysteries would be great because it explores strange historical events, disappearance, and cryptids in a way that sparks curiosity without feeling overwhelming. Full units are great for core learning, while mini units are perfect for enrichment, lighter learning, or maybe just short-term studies. Step number 4, use the Gather Round website to dig deeper. Now, once I have a few ideas, I head over to the Gather Round website to do a little more research. Their online catalog gives a breakdown of each unit, including the main subjects covered, a difficulty scale for academic rigor, and an elementary engagement rating. Now, this helps me figure out if a unit is a good fit for our homeschool. I also will check the app resources tab, which is a really amazing tool because it lists extra videos, craft ideas, and book recommendations from other homeschooling families that have already completed those units. Step 5, narrow it down and let the kids choose. After you've thought through all of this, try to narrow it down to 3 or 4 units, and I will let my daughter have the final say. So that is how we pick a Gather Round unit. Let me know in the comments what unit you are planning on doing next. And if you want to see how we actually plan a unit once we've picked one, stay tuned for my next video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.